Section 1. Introduction and Setup. I never imagined that betrayal could happen so quickly, and from someone I trusted so deeply. It all began like any ordinary day. My husband was busy with his work, his mind always preoccupied with tasks, deadlines, and responsibilities. Life had a rhythm, predictable and steady, until the subtle changes began to appear. Changes that at first seemed insignificant, almost unnoticeable. My stepbrother, who had always been close and friendly, suddenly seemed more attentive than usual. His visits, which were once casual and infrequent, became more regular, and his presence lingered longer than it used to. At first, I brushed it off as concern or politeness. But deep down, a sense of unease quietly settled inside me, whispering that something wasn't right. I started noticing the small things. A lingering glance that lasted a second too long. A sudden touch on my arm that made me shiver in confusion. He seemed rushed, always glancing at the clock, always reminding me of the time. It was as if he had a hidden agenda, moving swiftly, efficiently, without leaving traces of his intentions. Meanwhile, my husband remained unaware, absorbed in his responsibilities. He often promised that he would spend more time with me, but his tasks always seemed to take precedence. I trusted him completely, and I trusted my stepbrother even more, but that trust would soon be shattered. The house, once filled with warmth and laughter, started to feel suffocating. Shadows in corners, half-closed doors, and fleeting moments of eye contact began to carry weight I couldn't explain. It was subtle at first, almost imperceptible, but the tension was building, like the quiet moments before a storm breaks. And that's when I realized. Life was about to change, and the betrayal I never anticipated was coming faster than I could prepare for. I felt a mixture of fear, curiosity, and dread, knowing deep down that the steps my stepbrother would take next could never be undone. Section 2. Rising Suspense and Conflict. The tension grew with every passing day. My stepbrother's behavior became more intentional, more calculated. He seemed to appear at the perfect moments, always when my husband was busy or distracted. There was an urgency to him, a hurried energy, as if he had only a small window to act. I began to notice how he would linger just a little too long while offering help. His touches just slightly too familiar. I tried to rationalize it, telling myself that I was imagining things. But deep down my instincts screamed that something was wrong. He acted quickly, efficiently, making sure to accomplish what he wanted in the shortest amount of time possible. My husband's constant preoccupation gave him the opportunity. The more tasks my husband had, the faster my stepbrother acted, slipping into spaces where trust had once existed. I felt torn between disbelief and fear. Could someone so close betray me? Could he really take advantage of moments of distraction and do something so unimaginable? I started paying attention to the little inconsistencies. Conversations that didn't add up. Moments when I felt a sudden coldness, a subtle avoidance. Every rushed action, every hurried glance, seemed to carry a secret I was desperate to uncover. My heart raced when I thought of what might be happening behind the scenes. And yet, I was trapped in a loop of doubt. My mind wanted to protect me, telling me that I was overthinking. But my heart, my gut, refused to ignore the signs. There was a rhythm to his actions, almost mechanical, as if he had calculated every move to ensure it happened quickly and discreetly, leaving minimal chance for discovery. The suspense was unbearable. I wanted to confront him, to demand answers, but fear held me back. I realized that the betrayal, when it happened, would not be drawn out or messy. It would be swift, unexpected, and devastating. The awareness of that inevitability made every moment feel heavier, every glance feel loaded with unspoken intentions. The house felt different now. The warmth had vanished, replaced by the quiet tension of secrets and hidden actions. Every step, every word carried weight. I knew something was coming, something irreversible. And as the hours ticked by, I couldn't shake the feeling that my world was about to be turned upside down, all because of my stepbrother's calculated, hurried betrayal. Section 3. Climax and Revelation. The moment of truth hit me like a storm I never saw coming. I had been gathering fragments of suspicion for days. Tiny inconsistencies, fleeting moments, and hurried actions, but nothing prepared me for the full reality. One evening, everything unfolded before my eyes, subtle at first, then undeniable. The world around me seemed to stop as my trust crumbled in an instant. My stepbrother, who had always appeared reliable, protective even, had acted quickly and deliberately, taking advantage of my husband's constant preoccupation. The swiftness of it was shocking. There was no drawn-out drama, no time to prepare, just a cold, efficient betrayal that left me reeling. The realization burned through me, leaving me feeling hollow yet furious, heartbroken yet numb. He didn't even have the courage to linger afterward. His excuses were thin, almost absurd. I had no choice. It had to be quick. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. The words hung in the air, but they offered no comfort, no redemption. Instead, they highlighted the selfishness of someone who prioritized his desires over the trust of the people closest to him. I couldn't speak at first. My emotions were tangled: shock, disbelief, betrayal, and an aching sorrow. How could someone so familiar, someone I had considered family, betray me in a matter of moments? The swiftness made it feel surreal, as if I were trapped in a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. Every detail replayed in my mind. The rushed touches, the lingering glances, the way he acted when my husband was away. It all made sense now. A horrifying puzzle finally assembled. My home, once a place of comfort and love, now felt like a stage for deception. Shadows seemed darker, silence heavier. And yet, amidst the chaos, there was a clarity. I realized the betrayal wasn't just an act. It was a reflection of the choices people make when opportunity meets selfishness. I had to decide how to respond, how to navigate the shattered trust and the uncertain future. The revelation left me raw, but also aware that I could no longer ignore the truth. Section 4. Resolution and Reflection. In the aftermath, the house felt empty in ways words can hardly describe. The betrayal had left a void, but it also brought clarity. I began to process the emotions swirling inside me: pain, anger, grief, but also a determination to reclaim my own strength. This was a turning point, a moment where I had to decide whether to let the betrayal define me or to rise above it. I reflected on the trust one had given freely, the love I had offered, and the blind spots I had ignored. My stepbrother's actions were swift, calculated, and selfish, but they were also a lesson. Life sometimes teaches the hardest lessons in the briefest moments, leaving scars that are both painful and instructive. I realized that forgiveness, if it were ever possible, would have to come slowly, and that trust, once broken, could never fully return to what it had been. My husband's distraction, my stepbrother's haste, and my own innocence had created the perfect storm. I couldn't change the past, but I could take control of my future. The experience forced me to confront not only the betrayal but also my own resilience. I understood that moving forward meant acknowledging the pain without letting it consume me. It meant setting boundaries, redefining relationships, and protecting my heart from further harm. And yet, in this turmoil, I found a strange sense of empowerment. The betrayal, quick as it was, revealed truths that had been hidden under the surface. It showed me who could be trusted, who could not, and the importance of listening to my intuition. Life, I realized, is unpredictable, and sometimes the most painful events are also the most enlightening. I ended that chapter with a quiet resolve. The betrayal had been swift, almost too quick to comprehend, but it would not define me. I chose reflection over despair, strength over weakness, and clarity over confusion. Life would move on, and so would I. The story remains a haunting reminder. Sometimes those closest to us are capable of the greatest hurt, and sometimes the lessons we learn in moments of heartbreak shape the resilience we carry for the rest of our lives.